Hi everyone, this video is going to demonstrate how to create a Google quiz in Google Classroom. Here I am on my launch page for GNASPES. I'm going to hit my classroom icon and choose the classroom that I want to work in. I'm now going to hit the Classroom tab and create. You will notice that there are two options for assignments. One is assignment and one is a quiz assignment. Just to show you, if we hit assignment, we get to add whatever we want or create whatever we want. We could add a Google form here or add something from our Google Drive that's already made. I'm going to demonstrate creating a quiz assignment. Now, what a quiz assignment does is it automatically creates the Google form for you, calling it a quiz and turning the quiz option on for the form, and a few other things that you can see down here, grades, and it's going to automatically collect the email addresses and one response for each student only. But there are a few other things that we want to add on here. So to start this off, I'm going to hit the blank quiz so I can create the quiz, and you'll see that it's opening it in a tab beside my classroom tab. So we'll start off with going to the settings. I'm going to hit settings and you will see that in general I would like to collect the email addresses. I would like to restrict to one, limit to one response, and I would also click on quizzes, so it automatically defaulted to make this a quiz. I do not want to let their grades release immediately. I want to do it later after manual review. I don't want them to see the wrong answers right away. I want to turn that off, and I want to turn the correct answers off. So if the students are doing this as a true quiz, I don't want them to know what the answers are until after I've released their grades. I can let them see their point values though. So I'm going to now save those options and start the quiz. I'm going to call this one Winter. And you could give a description if you like, and we'll start on the first question. So the first question I normally ask is, what is your full name? Because it's only going to collect their email addresses. And it defaulted knowing that that was a short answer question. No answer key for this. They're just going to write their names in, but I am going to make it a required question. Add on another question. So here, this one's going to be a multiple choice. It's going to start looking to see what I want. Snow, lakes. Apologize for my slow typing. So it's going to be a multiple choice, and you can do the drop down if you want to change it. So multiple choice. Option one, I'm just going to put in a few options here. And now, because it's a Google quiz, it gives you the option of answer key. So I'm going to make this a required question, do answer key, and I'm going to hit the right one. I could add answer feedback if I wanted to. So if they got the answer incorrect or correct, that's great when it's a practice quiz that you're not really going to be using for grading, that you might want to say try again, or instead of limiting their responses, but I'm not going to do that for this one. All right, so that question is done, and I'll go to the next question. And this one is going to be a short answer that I want. So short answer. So it's usually one or two words. I'm going to make it required. I'm going to put in the answer key. Now, this time, I think I forgot to put the points on the last one. 1 point for this one, add a correct answer. So the issue here is that the students may use capitals or not use capitals. So you want to give a few options so that they're still going to get the answer right, and it's not going to make it look wrong if they just have something that's a little bit different than what you're looking for. So I gave a few different answers there with capitals and no capitals, and I'm going to mark all other answers incorrect and press done. All right, and then the last one, I'm going to add one more question. All right, again. I do polar bears. Have white fur. Okay, this time it's going to be a paragraph answer. So with this one, I'm not going to put in an answer key because there could be a lot of different answers. I am going to make it required, although I can hit answer key just to say how many points this question is going to be. Let's say I gave that 3, and I think I forgot to do this one. Answer key, I'll put 1 here, and done. Okay, so here is my quiz, and I'm ready to send it to the students. I'm not going to press send. That would be for a normal form that we have. Classroom is going to do the work for us. I'm going to click back to my classroom, and I'm going to call this the winter quiz. I could give instructions if I wanted to. I can assign it right away if I want, or I can schedule it for later on. I can put a due date on it. Click anytime we want. I'll say it's going to be due today. I could give it a topic. I can change the point value. I think it was going to be worth 5 in the end. And there we go. And also there is an option to put a rubric in. You could add it in if you wanted to. So I'm going to now press assign. Okay, now I'm going to join the classroom as a student. So I'm going to be on my student launch page, hit classroom, and I'm using my student account. So it says due Monday, winter quiz, click it. The student can either get it from here or they can go to their classwork and choose it, and they're going to hit on their Google form. So this is what it looks like for the student. They can write in their name. They can answer the questions. Let's get them to do that one wrong. We'll get them to do this one right. And let's say I am not sure. And the student can submit it. You'll notice that they did not have any option to be able to do the quiz again. So there it is. I'm going to pop back to becoming a teacher. So now as a teacher, if I want to see the students' work, I'm going to go to classwork. I hit where I assigned it and I hit view assignment. This is one way to get there. So it takes me to this page where the student work is. Now, unlike documents and any other things that you add from your Google Drive, you normally, if you assigned something to each student, you would be able to click on their name and be able to open their version of the work. But that's not the same in Google Forms because all of the answers are kept within that one Google form itself. So you can see that this is 1 turned in, 3 are assigned. We can see that my 1 student did the work so far and submitted it. My other students have not. If I want to see the student's work, I'm going to hit on the form itself and open it. It's going to open it in the tab beside my Google Classroom. I'm going to take a moment to open. And all I'm seeing is my questions. To be able to see the student responses, you click on the Edit button down in the right-hand corner. And now you can see that it opens up responses. So hit the Response tab. There's a summary. There's the questions itself. You could see each student's name if you want it by question, or you can hit on the individual summary tabs right here. So I can see that full question here. I can see that they did not get this answer. They got this answer. And now, because I'm not sending it out right away, I can click in a mark for this student. So this person wasn't sure, so I'm going to give them a 0 on that, and I can press save. So anything that you have to review yourself, you want to make sure that you can read their paragraph and assign them that mark before that goes back to the student. So I'm going to press save here. All right, we are now at the point where we can go back to the assignment. I can import the grades, hoping that all of my students had done it. So if I press import grades now, I'm going to import them, and that student grade that I just did should pop over here. So that student got 1 out of 5 on that assignment. And of course, those marks can then be transferred into your PT Pro. I'm going to just go to another assignment that I've done so you can see it with more students' work. So I will find one that I've given before, and I will open this quiz. So again, I can see the quiz that I gave to the students. I can press edit to look at their responses. So I have 3 responses for this. I can go over and see the individual responses here. If I wanted to save these individual responses, we can press the print response. Now, I don't really want to print it, but if you wanted to save that, you could go save as a PDF. Now, that could be tedious. You could do it for each student, but if you save as a PDF, it's going to save it to the computer itself, and you would have to drag and drop that into your Google Drive if you wanted to save them. But that is an option. So the other thing I wanted to show you is that you can just toggle through student after student. So this is this student. I can toggle on to the next student and the next student and so on. So I could see all of their responses. So of course, that was a very simple quiz that I made. There are lots of other options that you can play around with in Google Quizzes. You can add different things, add new sections, add new titles. You can upload an image. You can add a link to a video. Even within the questions, you can do different things. So if I add a new question on here, just as an example, it popped up the top. You can drag the questions if you don't like the order that they're in with the blocks at the top. You can add an image within your question if you wanted to. So you could browse your computer, or you could go to your Google Drive and pull an image in to the question. So we'll just hit insert. So that was this question, and it will put the picture in for you. You can have lots of options for a drop down if you would like to list the possibilities. You can ask the students to upload a file and different things. So just a few last things to say to get back to your assignment. Classwork, if you hit where your assignment is, you're going to see 2 different options here. If you click this, it's going to open up the form, and that edit pencil is going to show up for you. That is one way to get back to your assignment. Or you can hit the words view assignment and take you to this view where you could again hit the assignment from here. But this is the view where we get to see our students' marks. I'm going to open the assignment just to talk about one last thing that I didn't talk about before. So again, going to the edit pencil. One thing that I skipped over in settings was this presentation tab. The presentation tab will actually let you shuffle the question order. So if you have a 10 question multiple choice assignment and you don't want the students to be giving each other the answers, you could choose to shuffle the question order. That will shuffle question 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So you could do that and press save. The other thing that you can do on any of the multiple choice questions when we're in this form is we can click on the question itself, and we can choose the 3 dots on the right hand side, and you can also shuffle the order of the answers. So that will shuffle the A, B, C, D questions. So we can shuffle the order within each question with the 3 dots on the bottom right hand side of the question, or in settings, when in the presentation tab, we can shuffle the order of all the questions overall. So I hope that's enough information for you to get started using Google Quizzes in your Google Classroom. Thanks for joining me.